It's like finding out that your whole life, that whole idea of your brain or your computer being on the fritz, you ever hear that saying? You find out that your whole life, society itself, in its development, its entire history, its entire existence of developmental changes, were basically its mind's computer on the fritz. And your mind has finally clicked to what harmony truly would be in the human world, in the physical life. And you can help people learn just by speaking the language of the words the way they're meant to be said. And literally by saying that to people because of all the stories and the things they have and all the cool gadgets and all the fascinating things they look at and the beautiful things and the awesome things and the exciting things in the world that there are. It distracts them from the main thing that even without all those beautiful, amazing things, they didn't need any of it. It was all our mind on the fritz, learning. And now we've become over-obsessed and overindulged in enjoying the mayhem and creating more of it to learn from it. Now, when do we stop learning from it and start making things where we see them affecting us positively? Like, we can't have slashing and killing and horrible stories if there aren't any good stories happening in the world. So we have to somehow take a break off of that. We don't have to keep pushing that, but maybe use TV in a different way and make it not easily accessible when it comes to TV. I mean, I know people ain't going to want to stop doing anything to do with watching TV, but I don't want to. I don't watch TV. I don't watch videos. I do when somebody's around because it seems like the only thing they can think of to do to pass time. When I'm by myself, days fly by because infinite is long. Moments, days, weeks, years are like seconds. But then you do pay attention in the moment. That's why you always try to stay right here, right now, so you can see it and be there in the moment and see how this is really a turnaround event where you go from the beginning to the end, to the beginning, all throughout the whole thing. You've been at your deathbed since you were born. You've never not been on your deathbed. That's something that I've said a few times, but you have to understand that it's just like when Dorothy wakes up and says, you were there, and you were there, and you were there. And when you have a meaningful moment or something really dramatic comes, so you're just playing a baseball game out with your friends, and you just get really hot and have heat stroke or something like that, or just something, you faint, and everybody runs around, and you're like, oh my God, is he okay? And at that moment, you look around and you go, like, these people were all here concerned about me. Some of them on a different level, some of them being like, whoa, there's a dramatic thing going on. Some of them like, oh no, is he okay? And some of them like, that's my person, I can't lose them, you know? And you see at that moment that is always there. It just isn't present until the moment shows up where it seems like it matters. If we could keep that feeling in our hearts without the fear and that kind of love and cherishing of each other, do you know how beautiful the world will be? And it's not me just talking figuratively. It's me talking because I know this feeling. I've been here forever, but it was locked up inside life. And throughout life, I as a human being and I as an individual found the path to truth. And no matter what people tell me, I can't be blinded by someone else's idea of a fun time or what should be popular, because those are just things we don't need. Not that all of them are bad, not that any of them are bad. Some of them aren't so well or so good for you, but they're all part of the learning experience. And like I've said before a billion times, and I will a billion times again, when you finally learn, you don't need to keep testing. And when you finally learn, you don't need to keep making the mistakes. So when you finally learn, you will show that you're grown up by not doing those things. You can't just walk around saying, I'm a grown up and I can do what I want. That's a rebel. That's a rebel statement right there. I'm a grown up and I can do what I want. That's not what a grown up does. A real grown-up means that they've grown up, like a tree's grown, and it's living at its fullest peak because it's cooperating with nature. That's what a full-grown thing does. Someone who says, I'm a grown-up and I want to do what I want, that's a spoiled brat, no matter what age you are. And if you can get that through your thick, dumb skull, you've dumbed yourself down to think that you matter that much, that your ego and your opinions are that much more important than other people's, but they're not. The truth is the most important. When your opinions become aligned with the truth, so much to the point where you aren't anything but the truth, fine, go ahead and share your opinions. But when people ask you if you like something or you don't like something, that's different. But you know what I'm saying on that term. Anyway, so the whole issue is that people, not the whole issue, of course, but you know what I'm saying, is that we've been on that Fritz and we've been on our deathbed the whole time. And when you realize that, it gets scary. But if you can stay there long enough, it's actually very comforting, and it's the most welcome feeling you'll ever have, because it's always going to be there. And it's something you'll have to face one day. When you finally face it now, you take it with you everywhere in every life from this point forth in your existence. And that, my friends, is what you're looking for. If you're looking for something else material, I'm sorry, but when you finally see what I'm saying, you'll thank me for listening to yourself. Okay? Peace.